example, they brought up my brother's convictions. Yes, my brothers were convicted as sex offenders. That's their problem, not mine. Okay, yes, I still talk to my brothers. Honestly, you know what? Fuck it. Honestly, yeah, I created the Ariella account.
This is the daddy-daughter dream team. Are they the dream team or are they the nightmare team, as some people have called them? Let's get right into it.
We're going to introduce you to Sarah and Patrick, who are a father and daughter duo that I will say, I mean, not that this makes it any better. They're adults. She is an adult. She's 21 years old. So at least it's not that disturbing, but everyone does think they're having sex. So just so you know what we're getting involved in.
This all, for legal purposes, is alleged. They have denied that there's any kind of inappropriate relationship, but there's reasons.
Everyone has eyes and they think differently.
I was like, there's reasons, mostly their own behavior, which has led people to not believe them.
Yeah, incest is not funny, obviously, and it is a...
So, as the Do We Know Them gals have been saying, the daddy-daughter dream team has some pretty crazy allegations against them, alleging that they're engaging in, some would say, incestuous behavior. Whether or not it's actually happening is kind of speculation, and you might be wondering, like, listen, is this just a case where people are just like, you know, kissing on the lips, like, you know, parent, daughter, kiss on the lips, maybe she's a little bit too old for that? Is it something that people are just kind of blowing way out of proportion? I'm here to tell you, I don't think so, allegedly, in my opinion. And this is kind of where we will get into probably some of the crazier parts of it first. And what we have to say next is that the dad, apparently his two brothers, are both registered sex offenders, apparently. And it's, his whole attitude to it is pretty horrible, I would say. So let's get into, again, I'm gonna have a few clips from Do We Know Them and from other places, but here they're talking about the brothers.
Today. So anyway, we're dealing with Sarah and Patrick, and the reason why people think they're together is not just because they're uncomfortably closely together when they film, but apparently both of his brothers are registered sex offenders.
Yes.
So, you know, is he the only apple that didn't, you know, rot?
I'm not sure what they got convicted for.
Were they peeing in a park, or did
no,
they?
No, I did see someone posting. There was
So, when it comes to the brothers, there's two brothers, right? So we have brother number one, who would be the oldest brother. He was convicted in, I believe, 1995, and was committing rape in the 3rd degree, convicted, also convicted kidnapping in the 2nd degree. This brother was born in 1973 and shares the same family name, obviously, because he's probably his brother. For brother number one, the photograph that you can see in the filing, it's kind of hard to make out, or at least I couldn't really see, it was kind of hard to make out who he was, but this could be potentially the brother. The thing is, we have it confirmed that there are two brothers of Patrick who are offenders. We just, I guess, don't really know exactly who. We only know who we can look up on registries and kind of match things to it. So I'm still just gonna say, like, maybe the people that everyone always mentions as being his brothers, I don't know if it's really confirmed it's these specific guys, but I will just give you enough information there. Yeah, so there isn't much to say about brother number one apart from that. Pretty heinous convictions there. Now, alleged brother number two, he would be the middle brother. He pops up on the New Hampshire Department of Safety website, the government website, and it shows a photo of a man and he was born in 1976. And for reference, Patrick himself was born in 1981, so he is the youngest brother. And brother number two was also convicted of felonious sexual assault of a victim under 16 years of age potentially. Like, I think that the felonious sexual assault is like they could have been 16, they could have been 13. We don't really know much about the details. It's just kind of like the parameters of the conviction, I guess. Like, there's other things to it that can also fall under that. But this happened in the year 2000. And in the in the photo of this guy, you really can see quite a few similarities between him and Patrick. So, interestingly, his last known location was Texas, as we know. I believe Patrick and his family also live in Texas. Anyway, so I'm going to show you now the video of Patrick himself admitting that his brothers are sex offenders. Let's go.
They brought up my brother's convictions. Yes, my brothers were convicted as sex offenders. That's their problem, not mine. Okay, yes, I still talk to my brothers. They're my brothers. Hello.
That's kind of Patrick talking about his brothers. Hey, he still talks to them. Why not, eh? They're just sex offenders. Why not? Let's just keep talking to them. I would say Patrick having two older brothers who are not only registered sex offenders, but sex offenders who I think it's pretty much confirmed engaged in sexual assault of minors. I'm just gonna say allegedly because, to be honest, I don't read too much into those documents. I really just read the laws, and the brief mentioning of the laws was minors involved. So take with that what you will. It's not hard to speculate or really wonder about Patrick's life and what it was like for him growing up, and how that could be possibly impacting his family in the current day. We will be getting into allegations of a incestuous literotica account. Generally just like the vibe between him and his daughter, and how that kind of also correlates with his relationship with the mother. And some interesting stuff in there. And then at the end of the video, we have some new information that has just come out that I think is I think these people are over. I know everyone says like these people are, so-and-so is so done for, this person's done, they're over. Genuinely, I we'll get into it. Okay, so I want to say that I think Patrick's attitude about his brothers, saying that he keeps in contact with them so as to be like, hey, they're my family, of course I keep in contact. I think that's a really toxic mentality to have, and I think that the belief that just because someone is in your family, that they deserve to be in your life and to be in contact with you, I think that's an ideology, an ideal that keeps people in abusive situations for longer. And I think when children are essentially groomed to go their whole life thinking like, this is my family, I have to be with them, you know, they're all I got, they're the most I can trust in the world, it kind of makes it a very isolating life for some people. And I think that that's kind of what we see here with Sarah, the daughter, and how she basically just can't seem to get away from her family. She doesn't seem to really trust anyone else outside of the family. That's kind of just what I think about that. Alright, so we're gonna watch a clip introducing all the family members, so you get kind of an idea. You can put some faces and some names together and get an idea of like what kind of people these individuals are.
We released a video. We knew it was going to get a lot of hate, but we had to do it because it's something we wanted to do to show our family. It did get a lot of hate, but it also got a lot of great comments, and we're very thankful for that.
Our block button got wore out from all the trolls trying to bring us down.
But nothing can bring us down, because
We are a strong family.
For those of you who are just following us, my name is Sarah, I'm 21 years old, and my family is my whole world.
Hello, my name is Hunter, I am 13 years old. I love to play games with my dad. We have
Did he say 13 or 17? Oh my god, if this is a 13-year-old, holy.
lots of fun, and I will always support my family.
Hi, my name is Teresa. I'm 44 years old. I could never ask for a better family. I love filming the videos and
Does he have a gun?
Literally, I was
Okay. I love how they just cut her off, like no one wants to hear from Teresa, I guess. Yeah, so that's the family. Those are the people. And I'm just gonna show you some other videos to kind of set the scene, set the tone. Because I was writing through the script and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I've said all this stuff, but I feel like the script at the time wasn't really reflecting what a lot of people are feeling and have seen. And for me, it's because I've seen so many of these videos so many times, I'm kind of like, okay, I already know what's up, but you might not know what's up. So here are some videos of why people feel kind of like this is not normal. It's kind of weird. This is one of Patrick singing to Sarah, his daughter.
It's her looking up at him like not in a...
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm sorry, it is weird. First of all, unless you see them addressing that they are not having sex and they are father and daughter, you would
think
look
they're
at this and say,
yeah.
interesting couple.
No, but,
You know,
no,
they seem a
absolutely.
little awkward and whatever, but
There's something off about it. Like, in just her resting his head
absolutely.
or resting her head, and then like even look at this screenshot right now.
he's like leaning into her
Yeah.
as someone does to a lover. Like it's really disturbing because there's certain indications with body.
No matter what I do, you'll always be a part of me and me a part of you. I want to give you everything in this entire world, just because I love you, my sweet baby girl. You've had me wrapped around your finger for 21 whole
Oh,
years,
it's a wrap.
through every hardship and all of the cheers. I have watched you grow into the woman I now see. Sarah, you are the greatest thing that happened to me. No matter.
Oh, not the chorus replaying. Oh.
Not the, you're the greatest thing that happened. I mean, I guess it's kind of like normal for parents to be like, yeah, my life really started when like I had my kids and stuff, but why do we have to sum it as like, this is the best thing? It's like, I don't know, I feel like for me, I guess I don't have kids, so I don't know. I think it's definitely a vibe that you only know once you go through it, but I find it very difficult to put like a value on like people like that. I think I would feel bad. I'd be like, well, I feel like my partner's pretty good. I'm gonna start being like, okay, we got partner down here, no, we got partner down here, we got cat here, daughter. Yeah, like what is it? Is this the hierarchy? Are we living our lives hierarchical about like our family? That I kind of didn't like. I get that it's like normal and stuff to be like, my kid's the best thing ever, but sometimes I feel like that's kind of like, what about the mum, right? What about the mother? Well, we're gonna get into the dad and the mum, the father and the mother. Yep, it's Patrick and Teresa. So listen, I will say, just because this is what people are saying, and I don't know if I'm really like someone who wants to speculate about this, but people have been saying that this woman, the Mother Teresa, if you will, people have been saying that they think that she's slow, mentally deficient, which I think personally, I think it's quite mean. I think people are saying that because there's a lot of theories going around that like Teresa is like, she doesn't know, she's unaware of what might be happening between Patrick and Sarah, and that it's yeah. So people are kind of saying like, either she knows about it and she didn't do anything to stop it, she could be a victim herself, or the other theory is that she's mentally deficient and that's why she doesn't really have any awareness of it, which I don't really know if I can agree with that. I feel like there's the evidence that people have around that is just kind of like the way that she acts, I guess, and I don't know. Feels kind of rude. Okay, but you can make up your own judgment. So this is a video, and they just had to put like really like horror music over it. Okay. I don't know, it's like when you look at the video like this, it's like it's probably just like cherry picked, right? But then the creepy music doesn't help. does it. I feel like the creepy music kind of sets a tone, and that's probably not fair, but that's just one of the videos between the dad and the mum. And then we have another video where the dad was giving marriage advice.
Welcome back to another episode of Marriage Advice, and today we're going to be talking about how to keep the romance alive in a long-term relationship, telling your spouse that you love them, and
Did he say, wait, did he say telling yourself that you love them? Alright, this marriage advice is going strong. 20, what did he say, 24 strong years or something?
communicating that this helps to let them know that you love them and you care about them, and you know, that's always a good thing. Just always remember that you love each other and just really focus on being together and just showing your affection.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for today, guys. So we're gonna be.
Oh, that's all the marriage advice I can give you. Up to 24 years, my advice is remind yourself that you love them. Say that you love them. Tell them that you appreciate them. And then give affection. And that's all the marriage advice we have today, folks. Tune in next time for way more marriage advice. Great stuff. I feel empowered to go on with my life and to be reassured that Patrick has given me the holy grail of marriage advice. I cannot wait to be married. Oh my god. And to put this into practice. I love my husband. 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 I don't know. I don't think I've ever had to tell myself that I love someone before. Maybe it's him just not really saying things clearly. Maybe he has a hard time articulating things. That could be something. Alright, next we have dad, mum dancing, and then the daddy and the daughter dancing. We all love to dance in this family. Can't play that music. I'll never be alone. I think that's how it goes. Every day, now and then, I love you. I'm not going to do music for this, never mind. Anyway, so people were pointing out here that, like, the dance between, you know, Mama y Papa, it's just like, oh, you know what? People were saying, like, the hand placement here is different to, like, the daddy daughter, but it's actually not really. They seem, listen, they seem kind of like, she seems happy, he seems happy. You know, 23 years of marriage, you can expect that maybe after some time, you don't get as touchy-feely, perhaps, you know? You know, it doesn't seem that forced to me, I don't know. Now we have a dance between dad and daughter. Again, it's like, listen, would I do this? No. No. Some people might, though. Listen, type 1 in chat if you would dance with your dad or your mom. What I do find interesting is, like, listen, these people are not ashamed to put the minor in the videos, the child, the actual child, by the way, the son. And it's just kind of interesting that they started doing this content where the dad was actually showing the mother affection. But it's like, well, I don't know, why isn't the son getting involved in dancing? Why is it just the women and the dad dancing? And again, like, I don't think it's the son being like, I don't know, the son is kind of involved with stuff. I did see that. Anyway, we have another video about T and G and Daddy G. So this is a really kind of odd one. Now, for some context, Sarah and Patrick really love hiking. They are like, hiking is their special interest. I don't know if that helps.
Hello, folks. It's me, Daddy G. Daddy G. Daddy Gee, I apologize for interrupting your browsing on YouTube this evening, but we have another breaking news story for you. It seems there's a man skulking around the woods, and he may be responsible for at least 2 missing persons. For details, we're going to take it out to River Legacy Park for our own field reporter, Teen G.
So it's Daddy G handing it off to Teen G, which I'm pretty sure at this point Sarah was no longer a teenager. She was probably like 20 here. I don't know. Either way, apparently she used to be known as Teen G in the family when she was a teen. He was Daddy G. Alright, take it away, Teen G.
Thanks, Daddy G. As always, it's pretty creepy out here at night, but lately things have been even creepier. There have been a couple missing persons report. We received information that it may be a man lurking around in the woods that people are calling the Demon Man. Apparently he lurks around looking for people who are alone, so if you're going hiking at night, bring a buddy. We assume he's some sort of cultist looking for a sacrifice. The 2 that have gone missing were both young, and we know that cultists target these types of people for their purity. We ask that you keep your eye open, and if you have to...
So there's a cultist demon man looking for a sacrifice, and usually looking for someone who's alone out in the woods. Someone who's young and pure. Gee, I wonder who that could be. We'll get into the purity stuff pretty soon, but it's just like, it's kind of weird content, I guess, but it's like, alright. Teen G, Daddy G. Okay, let's get into the proposal.
Sarah, will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain pure until the day you're married?
Yes. That is gorgeous.
Give me your left hand. Okay. This
Okay.
ring will remain on your left.
Yes, officer, he's right through there.
Alright, thank you, Mstay. Okay, so the purity ring, this was a whole drama. This was a whole thing. Patrick and Sarah actually did an interview with Unreligious on YouTube talking about the purity ring stuff, and as we found out, okay, number 1, Patrick was originally Baptist? Is it like Baptist or South Baptist? Whatever. Some sort of Baptist religion or something. I don't remember what term he used. But then he met Teresa and he became Pentecostal. Pentecostal. The purity ring was apparently an idea, according to Patrick, that came from his wife, Teresa. But I hate to break it to you. Breaking news right now. We later find out Patrick is actually a liar, so we don't know how true this is. Could have come from her, could have come from him, don't know. According to Patrick, he had no idea what a purity ring was up until his wife brought it up. And then again, according to Patrick and Sarah, Sarah had a lot of boyfriends at one point in time where she was younger, and they all wanted her for the wrong reasons. They tried to peer pressure her into, you know, giving up her, you know, purity or whatever. And so the mum is the one who brought up the purity ring, and like I said, Patrick never knew, and then went, wow, okay, my daughter's really dealing with like all this peer pressure about sex. Let's get her a purity ring. That is what happened, apparently, according to Patrick and Sarah. So they decided they should get her a purity ring. And apparently, once again, the mother is the one who was like, hey, let's make it into like a proposal type thing and make it special. Now, honestly, I haven't really thought much about purity rings, like, ever. But this really made me think a lot about the idea of a purity ring, and I think that in their nature, it is about sexuality. To be a virgin in religion is to be pure. Parents who give purity rings are, in my opinion, kind of overly concerned about their children's sex life and how that child moves on to marriage. Of course, usually that concern is born out of like this religious fear, wanting their daughter to find a good husband, go to heaven, have a contractual matrimony under God, to be completely true and faithful, and to, I guess, kind of be like, hey God, my daughter she's good behaved, Please let her in. No sins here. And so I just found it interesting that Patrick goes above and beyond to give his daughter a purity ring, but his son isn't given one. Now, Patrick has said his son is homeschooled. Sarah was homeschooled as well. His son does religious classes with Patrick. Patrick teaches them. And I guess it just is more common for women to receive purity rings and to have their virginity be like this pillar of like godly marriage, more so than it is for men. And it is argued by some religious people that both men and women should be treated equally in terms of virginity. I was reading this religious board called puritanboard.com or something. Puritanboard.com, I think. Shout out to all the religious people arguing in there about purity. Yeah, so I think that ultimately women are still the main receivers of purity rings. Even though the Jonas Brothers had purity rings, but I guess that wasn't really a normal thing, I guess? I don't know. So, kind of to end this point, I personally believe that, like, a father who is that obsessed with his daughter's virginity and hers alone, not his son's virginity, I think that's definitely an archaic and, like, fucked up, I don't know, social idea to have. I think that the idea that a son's virginity doesn't quite matter as much is definitely misogynistic and also dumb, logically speaking. People say that men are naturally less monogamous and more promiscuous, and to that I have to say, if a woman has to be a virgin to be pure, then who are these slutty guys sleeping with and slutting it up with, like other men, or just impure women? And if men are slutting it up with impure women before marriage, why doesn't that taint the men then? Why is it all fall on the woman, you know? I get that I'm asking for logic and reasonableness where there just isn't going to be any, but it's just a point that I have to make because I hate purity rings and I hate what they stand for. Now, in the interview with Unreligious, Lauren Howe, Unreligiously, sorry, Patrick continued to talk about how he treats his daughter the way he does because he wants her to find a man who will treat her well. He's trying to teach her how a man should treat a woman. And I feel like, to a degree, that makes sense when you're growing up. You know, if you're like a child and stuff, like legitimately, not like a 20-year-old, I don't know. I think that growing up, yeah, you are going to learn a lot about how relationships are just based on what you see from your parents, but I do think eventually you should be leaving the nest, seeing all sorts of different stuff, and maybe getting accustomed to something that isn't just your family dynamic. I do feel, though, there was a point where Patrick, I think, was really speaking from the heart about how important it is to him that his daughter sees the right treatment, because he was saying that when you get someone who's in a domestic abuse situation, what happens is that they can get stuck there. They think that they're in love, they think this is the right thing, and they just have that perception of like relationships as being like that's okay. And so I think that point really did stick out to me a little bit, particularly because one of the brothers had on their record that they had committed domestic violence, but knowing what we know now about how Patrick still talks to his brothers, I just think that that's really fucked up. If the guy that I saw who shared the same name, the same family name, looked similar to Patrick in the photo, also had domestic violence on his records, DV, and he still talks to them, or like that one, I don't think it was both of them, I think it was just one. I just think that's really fucked up. Again, like, even if you say, like, oh, well, they served their time, that's it, like, they're good now, it's like, well, what about the person who was victimized? I mean, just because they served the time doesn't, like, they still hurt somebody. And I would say, like, hey, what about the victim? You know? I don't know, I think that perhaps he maybe just shouldn't have even said anything about talking to them still, because it just makes it seem like even though he wants to be like a like, hey, I don't want my daughter to get into a domestic violence situation, well, you still talk to someone who did that shit. You know, like, what kind of morals do you have?
We're gonna watch.
So maybe you think that, hey, they served their time, it's fine. Maybe, maybe not. Me personally, the amount of convictions that these people, these guys have, I don't think I'd want them or my family to have anything to do with them at all. And I think that that is a punishment that should happen when you commit those kind of crimes. Is that, yeah, you lose a lot of shit in your life, and you should lose a lot of shit. Because those are really bad things to do. But sometimes you get some people who are like, hey, family, stick it through, yeah. Oh, you raped somebody? I don't give a fuck. Like, come on. Now we're watching another clip about... This one was really creepy. And I'll just let you have a look for yourself.
No. Okay, so, what's my favorite movie?
Ooh, did we play with her hair?
The original Star Trek? Nope.
Even just the way he's stroking her hair in between the dunks? No, thank you.
The stroking of the hair, the angle of her, like, even just look at this angle, it's just... It's really unfortunately filmed. In fact, I don't know why these people are still possessed to film. Maybe it's because people keep making content out of them. I think at this point, you'll see later on that these people are basically like lol cows at this point. It's really quite something. So that's another video where it's kind of creepy. He was like stroking his hair. I think it's just... It's an uncomfortable thing to watch. I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with it, and I think it's for good reason.
See that, and it's like the...
So here we have is a link to something we'll get into soon, so it's kind of like, hey, teaser alert. There is a fan view, I don't even know what fan view is, but this character is called Ariala. There is an Instagram, or there was an Instagram account called Ariala Brigman or whatever, right? This is Patrick's creation.
Reddit posts are literally like, come see me. Like, they're very clearly, it's a sexual thing. 100%.
It's hot by the fire. I think I want to take my clothes off. Fan view hot babes. So basically Patrick was just what started off as like a cute little like anime chick modeling stuff, so they'd hope to get like sponsorships from it. Don't know what the logic is there. Has now turned into a weird fan view porn AI thing. And this is gonna get really crazy soon.
Yeah, it's hot by the fire.
I think I want to take off my clothes. Do you remember when I was getting spammed with this shit on Twitter? I think it was...
It's just so weird, right? So the Ariala AI Instagram and how the Getchels link to it is honestly kind of funny how it works out. So we have this clip here. Let's have a look.
It was like one of their friends or something. But like,
That's true, yeah. I don't know.
Like, I'm a woman. It feels wrong to have my gender portrayed in that way, because that's what so many women go through, is they feel sexualized, and that's how I would feel. I could never do that.
are they just referring to the...
So that's in reference to the Ariala account. That is Sarah saying that the Ariala AI account on Instagram is weird. She thinks that as a woman, she doesn't like seeing women portrayed that way, and that it's just like improper, right? It's not good. She's uncomfortable. Bad. So now we have another thing about the AI account, and here's Patrick. Patrick, I think, has multiple times tried to leave social media to be like, I'm taking a break, I'm taking a step back, and here he comes back to do what? Defend himself.
Okay, so break's over. I'm back. You know, I was trying to take a break, take a step back, kind of, you know, let things cool off. But apparently that's not going to happen. People just love coming after us. And apparently this commenter here thinks that I should defend myself. Don't know what I'm defending myself from, because there's really nothing that's even close to wrong. But I guess, I gotta say it. It's stupid, but I gotta say it. Okay, so let me be clear, all right? There is not now, nor has there ever been, nor will there ever be any kind of sexual, romantic, or other inappropriate relationship with my daughter. The fact that I have to say that out loud is ridiculous, okay? And I get it. There are people, fathers who have done that. There are people who have done that, and it's disgusting and it's wrong. That's not me. So stop trying to project it onto me. People see things the way we are with each other, the way she holds my arm, whatever. They see it as a certain way. That comes from their point of view. That has nothing to do with the way it's intended. That has nothing to do with the way we have ever intended it. We have always had innocent intentions. In fact, when we first started, everybody would see us together and say, oh, I wish I had a dad like that. I wish my father was in my life. And I wanted to show people how a dad should be, how a dad should be with their daughter. That's when we started doing the huge hugs and always holding with our arms around each other. It was our signature. It was the way we were. And I didn't want to stop that because I felt like it was giving into trolls. But there are people online that are seeing it and they're getting the wrong idea. One creator said that it might actually be detrimental to somebody who's going through that, and that's never been our intention. So we're going to back off. Okay, we're still close, we're still going to be together, we're still going to be doing this together, but we're not going to have to do all the hugging. We'll stand separately when we talk so that it doesn't appear to be a problem. As for the creators who are continuing to try to pin this AI account on me with crazy allegations, you can stop now.
Please stop. Please stop, it's really getting to me, all the lying. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, so he's like, oh man, the AI account, stop pinning it on me. God, I didn't do anything. So, yeah, we have Patrick saying, hey, you're putting the AI account on me, this Ariel account? It's not mine. Why are you saying it's mine? That's so weird, it's so bizarre. How bizarre. Well, we're gonna find out very soon that that was, in fact, not bizarre.
Well, and not to mention, so the thing he has finally admitted to, and I don't remember why.
I honestly think it was the literotica stuff kind of like closing in on him. He says that like it was because of that he didn't address it, but like I think he's just gotten backed into a corner that if he wants any sort of, I mean, but then he doesn't have any presence online. The only presence he has online is people being like, why the fuck are you doing that with your daughter?
Yeah, why
like,
are you here?
So
yeah, so I guess maybe it was like, you know, when you do something bad, you're like, oh, if I admit to something that's like slightly less bad, then they'll lay off me for the other thing. Except it has not made people lay off, it's made them look even harder, because now it's like, obviously that was you too. But so the thing he has admitted to is, in addition to the literotica account, which that he does still deny, basically he had a different AI account that was, what's the name? Areola, which is creepy already.
I kept thinking they were saying like areola, like nipple type things, but no, it's Ariala. It's Ariala. Yes, so this Ariala AI account, this thing with her. Oh my god, I don't know why it was so like... I don't know why they thought they could get away with this. In fact, they probably could have kept denying it, but they eventually succumbed to what happened in this TikTok live. They do a lot of TikTok lives, but in this particular live, we get a confession.
Account, never.
No, I could not.
Never do that.
Even if it's AI, even if it's fake, I could never portray a woman that way.
Because it feels wrong to have a woman, like I'm a woman, it feels wrong to have my gender portrayed in that way, because that's what so many women go through.
There's absolutely no connection whatsoever.
You sure about that?
Fuck it. Honestly, yeah, I created the Ariel account.
You didn't see it, but a lot of people in the messages were saying God forgives and you did amazing.
Rest assured, that is the short version. I'm going to show you the extended admission, because there are some interesting things that are said here. Patrick says some interesting things that kind of had me going like, ooh, what's that mean? So let's have a look at the extended version.
I don't. I'm not a fan of it, but people do. Who cares? People will pay top dollar for a hot-looking AI model. They're starting to bring them into movies. I just think if you're just honest about this, people will finally be like, oh my god, thank god. Like, here we are, the truth. Like, people will start to trust you. You want that, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Honestly,
You know what? Fuck it. Honestly, yeah, I created the Ariella account. I made that account.
Patrick, thank you. You have been set free, man. You're set free. Doesn't it feel good? Sarah, give your father a hug. Give that man a hug, because that is the most amazing thing you could have done for yourself. Really, I'm air hugging you. Good job. Seriously, you are.
Honestly, I didn't want to be, but I lost control.
Is that interesting? I lost control. What is he? So by making like this porny AI account and you say I lost control, I feel like the only natural conclusion to come to is that this man might have a porn addiction. And I feel like we see this so often with like particularly like very like religious type of people, where there's this like shame around like pornography, sexuality, and when you, I guess, suppress or try to suppress some of that so much, it's like, it's kind of like with some eating disorders, like people who grow up in households that are very restrictive with like food, for instance. People can get older, they leave the household, they leave home, they're on their own, and suddenly it's like they have access to all this stuff that they didn't have before, all this freedom, and it just is a total detriment to like their relationship with that. And I think that perhaps we could be seeing this but with pornography. That being said, he lost control, he made some sort of AI porn account. Let's keep watching.
Life is hard. Life is hard. We do things that we regret. I've done things that I regret, man. Just 6 months ago, I did something stupid. Like, we all do shit that's... But you can only learn from it, and every day wake up and go, okay, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna do better. You know? You just took the biggest step of your life here.
I will tell you, I am 100% not create erotica.
I believe you.
No way. I would never go that far.
I believe you.
So he said that I would never made that literotica, man, even just writing out that word is such a tongue twister. So the literotica account we will get into soon. But basically on the literotica account there was some very incestual stories, very graphic. Of course, literotica, if you don't know, is a porn website, like, it's porn. So that's the extended admission version. That is the Snyder cut of the admission. So yeah, Patrick finally admitted that the AI Ariella account was indeed his, as people had guessed. So I think Patrick admitting that this is his account, it just really opens the floodgates to so many more questions about these people and their honesty. Particularly Sarah too, because Sarah, in my opinion, Sarah always knew about the account. She did. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. Patrick said that he didn't initially own up to the Ariella Instagram account because of the Literotica account that had been going viral on TikTok and like everywhere basically, right? Probably just Reddit and TikTok, I don't know. So he figured if he admitted to the Ariella Instagram account at that time being his, then people would also say, well, oh yeah, you obviously have the Literotica too. That people would be like, yeah, obviously. So, again, in the interview with Unreligious on YouTube, before Patrick had admitted to the AI account being his, him and his daughter both made up a story about how they had both indeed liked an image from the Ariella AI account, but it was just a normal Christmas photo where she was clothed normal, not porny. And I just think that if Sarah and Patrick genuinely thought like the Ariella account was a poor portrayal of women, and you know, why follow the account and like any of the photos in the first place? Why would you even think about that? Patrick kind of defends this by saying, like, at one point he had implemented this, like, follow for follow technique on his Instagram to, like, try and get more followers. That's, like, a really old, really dumb way of trying to grow your following. I remember that was, like, it was huge. Probably back in, like, 2017 or something. But yeah, so he's saying that that just led him to following some bad people. But we now know that's not true, because why would you follow your own AI account that you made? So he's lying through his teeth. Both Sarah and Patrick lying. It's kind of fucked up. So here we have the showcasing of Patrick and Sarah liking the post from the AI account.
Porn, but porn, definitely porn. And the way that people originally linked Patrick to this was, I believe that they were liking from their actual accounts. They were liking her posts on Instagram.
That, and then on top of that, the daughter, Sarah had posted a video using a song by this AI girl, which, like, nobody used. Guess what other people, like, what other accounts had used the sound? And no one, because no one knew what it was, because it's stupid. Yeah, so she posted a TikTok where she used the Ariana Brigman sound, and people were like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
It wasn't something you just, like, stumble upon. You're like, oh, I love this song. It was, like, super specific and weird. And yet they still denied it. She and Patrick.
Yeah, they...
Yep. So I believe there may have been a screenshot floating around about this, about them both liking the picture, but hopefully editor me can find that. If not, it might be difficult, because there was at one point a time where Patrick kind of purged all of his old accounts. Gee, I wonder why. Only a truly innocent person with nothing to hide would maybe do that. So yeah, Sarah was also the only person who uses AI song in her TikTok that was made from an Ariala AI account on Spotify. So we'll see this in this video.
That she did a video using a song by this AI person, which...
Yep, it's the Ariala Brigman again. This chick again, using some weird song. Only one post, and the only post is her. And it's basically her being like, wow, check out this cool new song. It's a coincidence? Very weird. Very, very weird. And we'll get to this later, but in the book that they wrote, their main character is called Aurelia. Oh, I think it's like the second main character is called Aurelia, which is kind of similar to Ariala. Coincidence? Maybe. But yeah, again, like, how does someone, even if we're to believe that this Ariala, like, conceptual AI thingamajig is just, like, something Sarah, like, there's no way Sarah could have stumbled upon that by accident. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just very not believable. Me, myself, I am pretty convinced that Sarah had to have known about the Ariala account, and maybe even had a share in it too. Maybe. Maybe not. Nothing to confirm that. The way that Patrick even looked at Sarah before confessing to it did kind of make it seem like there was this unspoken secret between them. Again, that's what I personally think. That's my speculation, my theory. You can make up your own mind on that one. And now we get to a really, like, another really just totally messed up thing. Fucked if true, right? Ariala's character looks similar to Jenna, Sarah's supposed best friend. Let's have a look at this.
People saying that,
I guess,
Jenna,
they're saying the AI person that they've created looks like the person that I guess
AI
Sarah
version
claims,
of Sarah's real life best friend,
who she claims to be her best friend, but this says that they aren't best friends.
What is happening?
I haven't gone down that.
Exactly. If you had a best friend, would you put their face and onto like would you get an AI to train your best friend's face and then make it like porny? Well, guys, I was kind of like, wow, something here is just really fucking weird. Who does that? turns out Jenna is not Sarah's best friend. Not even in like the sense of like, you'd never do that to your friend. Jenna is Jenna Frank, the daughter of the Green Power Ranger who I think recently passed away. And Sarah and Patrick apparently are specifically obsessed with Jenna Frank. They have gone to her meet and greets, and Sarah would post to her story saying how awesome it was to share a birthday with Jenna, her best friend, constantly tagging Jenna in their posts. And then Sarah also posted a family appreciation post on Instagram, putting up like pictures of like her family members, except she actually put Jenna at the front. And it's a picture of her hugging Jenna at the meet and greet, and she had captioned it that she's the sister she never had. That's fucking weird. That's like going to a convention and meeting like, I don't know, the voice actor for SpongeBob and being like, this is my best friend, after going to his meet and greet like a couple of times. Other than that, I have no idea why this Jenna person is apparently the sister that Sarah never had. I mean, fuck, I feel like, you know what, actually now, just come to think of it right now, I'm thinking to myself like, oh, I would consider like my best friend to be kind of like that, but then I was like, but me and my best friend, we've known each other for a very long time, we see each other like a fair amount. Wish it was more, but we see each other a fair amount, we talk a lot. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, but this is like, I feel like this kind of puts into perspective how like, I wonder if Sarah really does have friends outside of her family? Because to go to like these meet and greets, I'm sure that the people that you go to, like some celebrities or whatever, I don't know if Jenna Frank is really a celebrity, but I don't really know much about her. But these people, they do these meet and greets and they have to be like sociable, they have to be like bubbly, friendly. Some people who do meet and greets are probably more like, I'm just here because I'm being forced to, but I think a lot of people, particularly like women who do meet and greets, you know, they're very like friendly. And I wonder if like Sarah has gone to this meet and greet and thought like, wow, Jenna really was like nice to me. And it's like, I'm sorry to break it to you, I think that she was probably just being nice. So apparently Patrick, the dad, would also constantly post comments on Jenna's Instagram saying that she was so beautiful and that she's amazing. And there was apparently a video of him hugging her too at the meet and greet, and that's now deleted because of the social media purge he did. But now there's this idea that the Ariella Brigman AI Instagram character kind of looks similar to Jenna, which, if true, makes it so much weirder. Now, I actually have a video that shows overlaying. It is kind of crazy, isn't it? Now, some people are saying they think that the AI is built off of both Sarah and Jenna's face put together, which is like, holy shit, if true. Whoa. Someone went into ChatGPT, I think, and did it themselves. Wait, really? Wait, what? Okay, I don't know too much about that ChatGPT one, but do you think that's kind of creepy? I think that's definitely pretty creepy. So far, there was an AI sexy girl called Ariella Brigman, intended to be sexualized, liked on Instagram by both Sarah and her father's personal Instagram accounts. Sarah's is like future SeaWorld trainer or something, that's her account. Sarah uses a song on Spotify by someone under the exact same name, and yeah, I mean, like, come on. And then the Literotica account gets taken down once people started noticing. How interesting. And then I watched this other video here about Sarah defending the affection between her and her father.
The next question that we get asked very frequently is actually hard to believe that people are actually assuming this. Are you guys a couple? No, We are not a couple. We are father and daughter. Our username is literally dad and daughter dream team. We are not a couple. We are just a very close father and daughter. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. We're not a couple. We're just really close. We show our love differently than other people. That's all it is.
That's giving.
Yeah, so like these ladies were gonna say, it's really creepy when it's like, oh, we show our love, we're just different. Which to me feels like an excuse that you've maybe been taught since you were young, because maybe people would be like, or maybe you're just like, oh, you know, we're very different to like what I've seen in movies, right? Like we're very different to other families I've seen, or other portrayals of families. Why are we so different? And your parents are like, well, we're just different. We just show our love differently. We're a family where, you know, this and that is actually normal, you know? We're just different. I feel like that's a little bit... It feels a little bit like that's something you've been told to believe. But that, again, that's just what I think. Hey. So next we have is Patrick's alleged Literotica account. Check it out.
Not like the smartest, especially Patrick is not the smartest guy. So he has done some nefarious things online that it is now coming to light because people are able to do things like link his email address that they know is his email address. They'll like type it into websites like Literotica, which has like fantasy fiction, and the stories that are linked to this email address and this account is basically like very incest horrible.
It's like daddy
have an
daughter
excerpt.
stuff.
I'm not reading it.
Yeah, no, it's so
read it.
disturbing. And people said that apparently for Literotica, you have to, like 100%, you have to verify your email address to be able to log in.
Yeah.
So it has to be him. He still denies it though.
Yeah, and although there's like evidence that he's posted online that pretty much for me solidified things, like when he proposed to his daughter Sarah by making her like swear her purity for life, which is really sinister if you think about the fact that their relationship has probably crossed those boundaries. The fact that he would then propose to her, make it look like a marriage, but was just like thanking her for her purity. Very, very weird twist.
It is all very weird, isn't it? And when you put it all together, it's a little bit like, oh, okay, is something going on here? When it comes to Literotica stuff, people believe it's Patrick's account because it uses the Ariella name and the AI sort of like profile picture that's used, but I think it's like a little bit different and varied. Patrick did admit to having a Literotica account 20 years ago, but he got rid of it. So he sort of says that he made an account just so he could see what people were posting about them, but everybody, I mean, I assume everybody knows that you can actually use Literotica without an account. I mean, I don't know if I'm out of myself here, but like, don't we all know that? Actually, some people were out here being like, dude, I didn't even know what Literotica was until all this happened. Yeah. So here we have the video where he kind of explains it a bit more.
And I had been off Literotica long before that account, because that was like 20 years ago I was on Literotica. So
yeah, not only that, but 12 years ago Hunter was 3 and I was 12.
Right.
I don't really know. Okay, I don't really know at that point Sarah was trying to make. So she said 20 years ago, her brother, her younger brother, would have been 3 and she would have been 12. I don't really know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Is she trying to say that like 10 years ago Literotica didn't exist, or that like they were too young for him to have a Literotica account? Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, if he had a Literotica account when she was 12, I believe she started getting homeschooled when she was 12. Yeah, she apparently went through like a whole bunch of bullying. And oh my god. Girl, I don't know, that insinuation's not good. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, oh, he started homeschooling us, so he got rid of his porn shit. Girl, I don't think that means what you think it means. Now, if you'd read the Literotica story, or one of them that was posted to that account, unfortunately, you can see it on TikTok, I saw it, and it is, to put it in simple terms, it's a story, I think, written from a male perspective, and listen, I'm just gonna say, if you've ever read any, like, Literotica stories ever, I feel like it's pretty easy to know when it's written by a guy. I think guys have a certain way of writing erotica that just is very different to, like, what women would write. And in this particular story, it was about a daughter trying to basically seduce the father, and it's gross. It's disgusting. And it's one of those things where it's like, I even showed the comments in the TikTok. It showed comments that had read the story and posted comments being like, hey, this is really great, make more please. And there was one comment that was like, I myself have a daughter and I know it'll never be reciprocated, but like reading this kind of stuff makes me happy. And it's like, okay. I don't know, I like living in the bubble, not thinking that this was like a thing that was happening and going on, but it's, yeah, it is happening, and it's sick. Okay, so that's that. I think another part of the Literotica stuff is that people know some of his email addresses, I think just based on like, you know, if you have a YouTube channel, you have an email that's listed or something, or they've listed email addresses being like, hey, send us questions. Like, that's what I think has happened. So then when people tried to check if Patrick's emails were already signed up to Literotica, it basically confirms it. So if you try to log in with like an email address, it'll be like, hey, you know, this already signed up or whatever, right? And since Literotica is a pornography website, you need to confirm your email in order to be able to use the posting functions, I believe, or to even be able to like log in. I don't know because I haven't tried it myself. I don't have an account. I don't have an account. Actually. So I don't know if like you can just make an account with an email and then you can just go in the thing. I think you actually have to go to that email and click on the link that Literotica will probably send to you to confirm, and then that's when the account is made. So from my understanding, even if trolls were to take the emails and to, you know, do trolls signing up to things, I think that's still like a thing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So what do we have here? Yeah, so it's by Miss Ariala, the story, and I'm not gonna show it, but I think their account is this chick called Ariola Brigman. Again, it's like a made-up thing, and some people were saying that because she had made her location Rhode Island. If you didn't know, apparently Rhode Island is one of the places where some level of incest is actually like legal. So, yeah. And it's like the same AI image that they were using for the Instagram account. So that's some reasons why people think it's them. I think there was also something in the bio talking about like Ariella really likes playing Monster Hunter and Patrick is a big fan of Monster Hunter, the game. So, okay. Yeah. And then, what else is there? The account was deleted after people started talking about it and it blew up, which is like, could be suspect, could be if someone was creating the account nefariously to like frame him, could be great timing for that, don't know. I really don't want to, yeah, to be honest, I really don't want to believe that it's his account because the story that was posted to it was so disgusting that if it really was his account and his story, he is so porn-brained. So, after the Ariella Literotica account was exposed, Sarah actually made a video a week later saying that she was going to be moving out to lay all the terrible rumors to rest. Spoiler, she lies? We'll get into that at the end. So they also come out with a book. They said they were writing a book together, and oh my god, there is some really gross stuff here. Let's have a look.
Crap. But I think it's time that I step back a little bit. Working on another game, and with Sarah and I writing the book right now, trying to get release date coming May or June.
What the hell are they gonna write about? Knowing what I know about book talk, it makes me very concerned that they're writing a book. Oh god, I know.
I'll be honest, it's kind of taken a toll on me mentally. So
they're writing a book. Oh my god, what could they possibly have to write a book about? Well, it's this book called Firebound Harmony. Firebound Harmony. Awesome. It has 8 reviews, 3.8. Holy shit. That's insane. 265 pages. Alright. Oh, here's some bad reviews. If it's dragon books you're after, check out the ones the author mentions, McCaffrey or Paolini, or pick up Ascendant M.R. Miller, or the Dragon Wars Glenn T. Ryan, Leaps Ahead. That's it. Open the schools. Alright, 2 Johns really did not like this book. So this book, if you don't know, Firebound Harmony, Princess and Dragon Unite, by Sarah Getchell and Patrick Getchell. Obvious, like, AI front cover, really fucking awesome. This is sick. This is a book, yeah. Yep. So, about a princess and a dragon uniting. Now, interestingly, Sarah said in the interview with Unreligious that her name literally means princess, and that Patrick has said he treats her like a princess. Coincidence? Let's watch. Let's watch.
That's not right. That the way she should be treated like a princess. I treat her like my princess.
My name means princess, so that's how I should be treated.
I want her to see what a man is supposed to treat a woman like, and that's kind of what, when I'm interacting with my wife. I treat my wife with respect. I treat my wife with love, and that gives her a picture of what her marriage should look like. I've been married almost 24 years. I've got to have been doing something right.
Are you doing something right, or is it just that your religion is just like forbidding you from doing anything else? I don't actually know anything about Pentecostal. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it does. 24 years married? Sure. I guess you're doing something right. I love my husband. I love my husband. I love my husband. I love my husband. Okay, so then here we have an excerpt of the book. This is a choice. This is a choice. Listen to this.
Between a human and dragon is an integral part of our... The bond between a human and dragon is an integral part of our story.
Oh, trust me. When the bond forms, you'll know it.
The feeling was like nothing she had ever experienced in her 17 years. It was as if Aurelia was a part of her now, like she was inside her body. She could feel Aurelia's emotions. She loved her even more now. Aurelia was now a part of her. They were fully connected. There was no distinction. Aurelia was Jalen and Jalen was Aurelia. This feels amazing, she said out loud, not meaning to. I feel connected with you now on a deeper level than I have ever been connected with anyone. That is the eternal bond we now share, dear Jalen, said Aurelia, almost purring with delight because she felt it too.
Yeah, okay. When you think about a princess and a dragon uniting, that's probably... Is that a stretch? Maybe it is. I just thought that, like, seeing all that together really had me going, like... It's like, how is everything they do just, like, really icky? Like, everything is just so icky. Ugh. So then we have Sarah announcing that she's moving out, and she's very excited, she's very happy, she's pleased, she moves out, she's got a new job, she's getting her license. It really seemed in this video that everything was coming together.
A new job.
I'm going to be a customer service representative for a local company. Best thing is I get weekends off and I work a consistent schedule. I don't know how I'm going to like working in a little cubicle answering phones all day, but it pays really well. Which brings me to number 2. I will be moving into my own place. It's just a studio apartment. Actually, it's kind of like an extended stay like where we used to live, but it gets me out on my own so I can finally lay all these terrible rumors to rest. I move in next week. I'm so excited. I won't be doing an apartment tour this time though because distinguishing features may dox my location, and since I'll be living alone, I definitely don't want that. You'll still see some of it as I film my videos, but again, I have to be careful. I am finishing up the course for my driver's license, so hopefully soon I won't have to take Uber or the bus to get to work. I'm very excited for this, but also nervous too.
So I could see.
So that's... Thank you, Oliver. Oliver Nicole. So as you can see, she was very excited. Would you be surprised to know that she was lying through her teeth the entire time of that video? I think everything there was a complete lie. And then check out her trying to make this whole rebrand about being a single woman living by herself.
Time routine as a 23-year-old woman living alone for the first time. So I have to take a shower. I took a shower last night before I went to bed. I take showers before I go to bed because it helps me sleep. And Jackie decided she was going to take foot at my feet after I got out of the shower. And then I brush my teeth. I do this every morning when I wake up and every night before bed. Just makes me feel clean.
Wait a second, did you put toothpaste on her toothbrush and that... Wow, I'm really speaking today. She put toothpaste on her toothbrush and then she put water on it, I'm assuming? What was that?
Like it just makes me feel clean.
Why?
Got out of the shower to take foot at my feet after I got out of the shower. And then I brush my teeth. I do this every morning when I wake up.
Puts toothpaste on.
Bed.
And then, yeah, she puts the tap on.
Like I said in previous videos, I haven't always brushed my teeth, but since I've started, my teeth have gotten a lot whiter, and it just makes my mouth feel clean. I don't wash my face every...
Yeah, brushing your teeth, guys, that will do that. Please brush your teeth, sincerely.
Every night, but I do it every other night, and last night just happened to be a night I washed my face. I don't like to do it every night because if I do it every night, my skin gets to feeling like, what's the word? Moist, I guess you would say. But yeah, so I wash my face every other night, and I love this spin brush that I have. It's from Walmart, and I love it. And yes, that is a hand towel. I did not have any face cloths washed, so yes, I am using a hand towel to wipe my face.
I realize the song's probably fucking copyrighted, isn't it? Is this song copyrighted? Better not be. What is this song? Good lord, I hope it's not copyrighted. Anyway, so she's doing this rebrand, being like, I'm living alone, I'm a single woman, I moved out. Well, that was a lie.
So I've been thinking long and hard a lot recently, and I can't move forward with content without apologizing to everyone.
Well, like, I can't move forward because my conscience is getting to me. Thank God for that.
I never moved out. I only made that up because I was so tired of all the hate and everyone constantly telling me to move out. I know it was wrong.
See, from the very get-go, it's like, I only lied about moving out and having an Amazon wishlist that everyone could pay for stuff to decorate my new apartment. I only did it because all the hate was getting to me. It's like, lady, if the hate is getting to you, maybe fucking log off. Maybe stop making content. I would say, listen, if you don't want to stop making content, I would say stop reading the comments. Just stop. This is what makes someone a lol cow, is that they just keep interacting and interacting with like the trolls and the hate. They read the snark pages, they just try to get ahead of everything. It's like, it's really just it's not good. It's not good. They just can't stop interfacing with like the toxicity and the drama, and then that in of itself I think kind of fuels it. But then at the same time, it's like, it's not even just interfacing with the toxicity, it's also then you yourself doing bad things, which then is going to just fuel more of this shit. This is what makes me think that these people are done for. That's what I think. These people are done for. At least I hope so, because you know what's not right? It's not right to be like, hey guys, you've all been asking me to move out because you think you're concerned. Again, it's like, why do you care what people on the internet think about you and your family? I mean, people are concerned about you. It's like, well, okay, don't listen. If there's nothing to be concerned about, why are you trying to feed into it and be like, yeah, okay, I moved out, I did what you guys wanted me to do. It just comes off as like inauthentic, and the fact that her and her dad have been lying, it just makes it all the more believable that the Literotica account could be his. Because this is just like, this is not the hallmark of someone who's honest. This is someone who unfortunately caved to criticism. And listen, I kind of agree with people in that, like, if it's not financially viable and you still have to live with your family, I think that really is sucky for so many people. I think you really pay with like your mental health in that case. Whereas here, it's like, they had this whole conversation about like, oh, well, if she moved away, she'd move to a different state, she'd no longer have a support system, she'd like have to fend for herself. Like, Patrick made all this conversation about how like it would just be crazy for her to move out, and if she was to move out and get a job, it'd have to be in a different state away from family. And it's like, that mentality, and like she was agreeing with it, and it's like, I feel like she's probably gone her whole life being told that like she can't make it on her own, or she just won't be able to survive being by herself. And look at what she did. She made all this content about moving out, and it's fucked.
To deceive everyone with the wish list. I am so sorry that I misled everyone. I did use everything that was gifted to decorate my room, but that doesn't excuse asking for it under the guise that I had my own apartment. I have to.
It's like straight up lying. I don't even know if that's like, I don't know if it's illegal. I have no clue, but people were paying for stuff of her Amazon wishlist thinking that she'd moved out and that she really needed help financially. That's what I would guess.
Decided to give everyone the option of a refund. If you bought something from the wish list, send an email to our main email, which is on screen now, along with the screenshot of the order so I can see the item you bought and the cost, along with your PayPal and your email address. I will try to make sure everyone who wants their refund gets it by the end of February. I'm sorry, but that's the earliest I can guarantee. Things are tight for us right now. Again, I am truly and deeply sorry. I was just trying to quiet some of the noise online and keep posting, but the emotional roller coaster was just too much for me at the time.
Again, I don't think you can apologize your way out of that one. That's like really heinous shit. So she lied about moving out, created an Amazon wish list to decorate her new apartment, and people bought stuff under the pretense that she was getting away from her family, and that is what a lot of people said would be crucial to her getting better. I don't know why I put this one up. Look, whatever. So that about wraps it up. So conclusion. Since Sarah revealed she lied about moving out and living on her own, a lot of what remained her loyal fan base actually felt really betrayed by her. People said in the comments that they had defended her, even argued against other people for her. And even 5 months ago, people on Reddit were even saying that the Amazon wishlist for Sarah and her new apartment was a grift. 5 months ago, people were saying this, saying it was ridiculous that all the items totaled up to 1,371 in totality. She was even asking for an egg holder. $20 for an egg holder. Huh? It's crazy. Listen, I don't like to give snark subreddits much credence in a lot of stuff, but I think in the case of the Getchels, I think they've been correct by a few things, and there's been a lot of effort to bring evidence towards claims on their snark Reddit. Again, though, I think some of it's probably like really crazy shit. And I don't think snarks are like a thing that is good for the internet, but I think in the case of this, they were right about some stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were right about the Literotica as well. You know, people who bought stuff off Sarah's wishlist, doing it under the belief that she was finally getting out, she was getting better. I think a lot of people just really think of Sarah as like if it is incestuous, people think of her as like this victim who was probably groomed her whole life. You know, going to like homeschooling and stuff, it's you don't get a lot of opportunity to see like the world outside of your family, especially if you don't have friends. And I think the way that they acted with like Jenna kind of made me think like, does this girl actually have friends outside of, I don't know, just doing like TikToks with her family? I think that the point of actually like going to a school is not just about like getting an education, taking tests, yada yada yada. I think it's also about just like socializing, meeting new people, and getting to know different walks of life without just being isolated to one thing. I think homeschooling is unfortunately just gonna keep you kind of isolated, and I think now that she's going down this dark hole of lying to her audience for, I didn't even know, like, the Amazon wishlist thing, it's like, it's just so bad to lie about that, and I would not be surprised if the remainder of her audience was feeling very disillusioned with her. A lot of people who are really sticking by her, you know, she's not a perfect victim, there is no perfect victim, she's probably just been groomed her whole life, like a lot of people defending her, and you know, I believe that. I don't believe there's like perfect victims, and I think unfortunately though, now she's an adult, if she's lying about these kind of things, she is now unfortunately irresponsible, you know? So I would say that I think that Sarah really needs to take a step back and really evaluate her relationship to this social media stuff. I think she needs to evaluate where she, like, how she got to this point where she's lying to people like this. Like, it's really, really bad. I don't know how many times I have to say it. It's really, really bad, and it's clearly affecting her so much that it's making her do terrible things. So, I guess that's it.